Welcome back, everybody, to the daily show where I'll be doing technical analysis on big mega cap stocks. So, before we get started, please hit that like button, and that is greatly appreciated. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now, if you want to get all types of daily trade ideas, swing trade ideas, live trading, definitely check out my link down below in the description for Patreon. Now, unfortunately, the Black Friday deal is gone. I cannot do anything here on Patreon, but for Cyber Monday, there were few people sending me requests if I can make an exception and do the same deal for today. So it's not gonna work through Patreon. If you go through PayPal link in the description, and it will be one time $730, 45% off from this price right here. You can do that up until tomorrow morning opening 9:30 a.m. So you can still take advantage, but it's only available through PayPal. You got to go that route. I do not have a discount code for Patreon anymore. It's a regular price, but you can take that advantage. I'll take that exception uh, till tomorrow morning 9:30 a.m. As of right now, it's 5:18 p.m. December 1st, and that's Eastern time, guys. So yes, before the market opens tomorrow, if you want to take advantage and get all types of trade ideas, like even today, we took Nvidia calls 180 at 174, and that thing paid 30% immediately. I'm not gonna share that play right here. You guys always know that we have plays in our Patreon and always sharing those plays with you guys. With that being said, let's get started here in the market. So we have, somewhat of a new Fed chair. And I would think that market would like that, but seems like, it just not happening. And market was kind of confused today. Dow was down quite a bit. You can see Dow was down almost 1%. Nasdaq was down actually 1%, and then went green almost, and then pulled back down 0.38%. S&P same thing, down 0.5%, and Russell going down the most 1.26%. So we'll see how that plays. 11 sectors. Energy led the way on top, which is not good, especially for tech, consumer cyclical, consumer defensive, basic materials, and then you have technology, and everything else was pretty much in the red. One more thing, advancing, and you can see advancing 31%, declining 60, almost 66%. Stock market map, what do we have here on stock market? Well, Apple hitting a brand new all-time high. Here's another one, guys, and that's why I'm actually allowing people to join, because it's not about discount, it's not about just supporting my channel, but in return, I want to help people, especially when it comes to trading. I want to guide people, help people to get to where they want to be. Like this was another one that we took Broadcom puts last week, Friday, and boy oh boy, did this thing deliver today. Sold out because they have earnings, and you can see Nvidia was up 1.65% from down nearly 2% this morning. Apple hitting a brand new all-time high, up 1.52%. Amazon up 0.28%. Tesla flat. Meta down 1%. Google down 1.65%. And Google, we do have puts on display, and it's the expiration is pretty long, so we're gonna wait on that. Microsoft down 1%. We did not close the gap here. Now today the video is gonna be a little bit longer because I will be including Broadcom, because that's like magnificent. Not seven anymore, eight. So this is the eighth stock that I'm going to possibly add into my video. So definitely hit that like button, guys. I'm adding more stuff, and definitely, it's gonna take a lot more time to do that. So that's why this thing should be there, because this is a big mega cap stock, and we need to talk about it since we're doing AMD and Netflix. I think this one, has more, especially when it comes to moving the market. It's got more weight than AMD and some of the other ones that we do, like Netflix. So let's get started with Broadcom today. On Broadcom, it's down 4.19%. So what we got in, this thing had a nice dump off today for a nice profit. You can see right out of the gate, things just went to the moon, especially within my Patreon group, including myself. It was right out of the gate, right at opening. Everything was up, especially puts that we took last week, and especially on Friday. So this thing hitting a brand new all-time high on Friday, and then today it was a gap down and came all the way down to and stayed down pretty much all day near the support 385, previous all-time high, previous rejection, now acting as a support. But why we got out? Well, they do have earnings coming out in just a matter of a couple of days, and I don't like holding through earnings. And it's better to just take profit. Otherwise, I would hold this a little bit longer because I think there is significant downside here on Broadcom. Now, this stock is also a big stock, and that can actually move the market. So today we saw Broadcom going down where Nvidia was holding up well. And look at this, this 385 gives up. There's going to be a little bit more selling here down to 373, and from there we can talk about possibly even coming down here. That's going to be around 362 to 364, but we're just not there yet, guys. Let's see if this thing can hold at 385 tomorrow. We might get to see this thing going back up to 400 again, and possibly even another brand new all-time high. On Nvidia stock, it's up 1.65%. So Nvidia, you can see it came right around that 174 early in the morning. You can see right here, and right out of the gate, 9:32 a.m. Looking at pretty much nothing. Nvidia calls, and these are 180 calls, just a couple of weeks out for December 26th, and the result came in really good, over 25% profit, and still holding some of those calls right now as we speak. So going into tomorrow's session, guys, Nvidia definitely had a really nice day, a nice move up today, and if this thing continues to move higher tomorrow, we might get to see Nvidia hitting 184. And that is what I'm looking at right now. 184 breaks, there will be more upside, significant upside up to that gap at some point, especially with Christmas and New Year. Santa rally could be coming in a big way on Nvidia stock, but we gotta be careful. Why? Because the market is near all-time high, and Nvidia, the big mega cap stock, the biggest one on earth, is nowhere near all-time highs. But yes, somebody else took that burden on their shoulder, which is Apple, and that's why the market is still, going up and doing pretty well. Even today, market was holding up really well because of Apple stock, and then of course Nvidia was up for the day. You can see 180 calls did go in the money today, guys. So going into tomorrow's session, if this thing gets over 180, we might get to see Nvidia hitting 184, maybe even higher over 184. This is the key level, 184. This thing comes back down. Looks like we're finding some strong ground around 174. So watch out for that. If this thing does not hold there, we might be retesting these lows down here near 170 to even 165. Oh, Netflix is up 1.44%. So I was talking about 106, that area where it can hold up. And look at what happened. We came slightly under. We took these shares on Netflix, and today it was up 1.44%, nicely up. We actually collected profit on this play. And there could be potential for more upside. But why I got out, I mean, if you look at it, this sort of looks like a bear flag here, just like it did right here. And then we moved up and then came back. So I don't like the way this thing is setting up, but don't get me wrong, it can go much, much higher. And this was just a short-term swing trade, just 200 shares, nothing big on this play right here. We got a couple $100, and that was it. So this thing is holding over 106. As long as 106 holds, we got a decent size green candle today, bullish engulfing candle. 106 holds up, this thing can continue all the way up to, especially right here, 110, and possibly from there even higher up to 113.50. Now, if this thing gives up and breaks below this bear flag trend line, which is going to be around 106 exactly, then there will be more downside. We might be retesting 104 again and possibly going towards flat 100. On Apple stock, it's up 1.52% and another brand new all-time high. Now, Wells, they were buying 280 calls for next Friday expiration, and they bought those calls last Friday, and there were some more calls that came in today. And this thing was actually coming down early morning, and you can see it actually cracked below that support 277 and then went right back up, producing and staying at a brand new all-time high before closing. So upside is getting limited here on Apple stock. Yes, that is a breakout, but I'm not buying here. I'm not bullish on Apple stock just because it broke out to a brand new all-time high. I'm not a buyer here. And you guys know how we do things in my channel. When things go to, especially new all-time high and just, it just keeps hitting all-time highs, we don't buy these names. We need correction, we need pullback, and then we go and buy into it. Look at Nvidia. I said the same thing when Nvidia was trading at what 200 plus, that I'm not a buyer. Now I'm a buyer because it came down pretty significant, right? So Apple here upside, maybe we get to see 285 to 90. I think that is it unless some crazy news comes out. We got Jay Powell speaking tonight. We got bunch of data coming out this week. And top of that, we have rate cuts next week. And it seems like the message right now everywhere that rate cuts are bullish and market is just gonna like that and it's gonna go up. But everybody's forgetting that something probably broken inside. There is a reason for rate cuts, right? Not because everything is fine. Otherwise, there won't be any rate cuts, right? And these banks are sitting on big losses right now. I mean, how they're going to recover? And the QT ends. So, I mean, if you ask me, where was QT anyway? There was no tightening. It's been always loose. The money, the printer is always there from Jay Powell. And now we have this possibly new chair. I don't know what he's going to do. Uh, Jay Powell was chosen by Trump. Also, I believe he put this guy in the office and then he flipped on him. And Powell also flipped on him. Didn't cut, rates that many times that Trump was asking. So I don't know. I mean, it's a chaos. So we'll have to hear Jay Paul in just a matter of maybe 2 hours here, and we'll see what he has to say and where things go. So Apple here now, if we come back, that 280, that's gonna be a key support zone. 277, the next one, and then we can talk about possibly 272. Not right now. To the upside, it's trading into blue skies. So yes, 285 to 290, definitely possible on Apple stock. On AMD, it's up 1%. So AMD trying to go back up. And you can see right here that 220, there is a rejection here from the 50-day. And yes, this is still a bear flag pattern right here. If this thing does not get over, I would say 235, it can play out. This thing can come down and close the gap right here. At least that is the thing that I see right now. And also you can see, I mean, double top. You can call this a rounding top, whatever you want to call it. It just within a downtrend, and we're just getting a dead cat bounce on the stock. Just like Nvidia, just because it went up and we got a nice trade, does that mean that it's all good and it's just gonna go up to brand new all-time high again, which it can because Nvidia is the bigger name. So AMD 220 breaks, watch out for 226, maybe bend 232 to 235. To the downside, 214, the key support here, the 5-day moving average, there is a gap. We have on AMD below that right here, so that should be another strong level to watch. Gap fill reversal at 206.58. But if this thing gives up all that, it will likely to come down and hit the lower band at 195, and then it will continue down even more to this gap at some point, possibly end of the year into next year. On Meta, it's down 1%. So I was eyeing Meta today. This thing would not give up. I mean, it's down $7, but it was up $14 on Friday. And you can see, I mean, there's a gap at 616. If this thing pulls back into this gap, that would be really nice to get some calls going. Now, the key word here, as long as the support holds, guys. I mean, you got to see that support holding. You can't just blindly go because this is a dead cat bounce off of this trend line. Now, if things are going to go up and everything is fine, it needs to hold on a pullback, which is going to be around that 20-day and the gap. Even at the 20-day, I would be a buyer. So we got to wait and see how this thing plays out. If this thing goes up from here, I don't care. Upper Bollinger Band is right here. So something big is about to happen here. You can see the lower band right here at 582, upper one at 654. And we're pretty much trading between that, lower and upper Bollinger Band. So something is going to give here on Meta. 638 holding once again today. If that holds tomorrow, we might get to see a move up to 654, 664, 682. 638 gives up, we might get to see a move down to 634. That was what I was eyeing today, especially as a day trade, but we didn't get there. We got close to it, we didn't get there. If that gives up, this thing can dump easily down to that 620, 619 to 616, and that is where I would be comfortable, like I said, as long as the support holds here on Meta. Um, possibly play some calls back up to the upside. If you're thinking about shorting it, I don't think it's a good idea, especially when this thing is getting a dead cat bounce and it's been, down significantly in last couple of weeks. So I just don't like shorting things that are not overbought, and this thing is not. So it can possibly go up even more, especially into the year end if there is a Santa Claus rally. So Meta definitely on a pullback, that is a buy in my view. On Microsoft is down 1%, so just over 1%. And this is another one that I'm looking at. Yes, I mean, we got a rejection at 492, huge rejection came back. We have a gap down here. Now, the key here, if it holds at 480 to 479, we get a deeper pullback right here into this gap. As long as this holds, it's pretty much the same setup. Yeah, I'm not saying it's a great looking chart. We have a double top clear. We have the neckline that actually we broke the neckline. We're trading below the neckline, which is 492. We got a rejection after the retest. So unless it goes back up over 492, then it would look much better. But that's not the case right now. So, you know, I would say, cautiously bullish here on Microsoft. If this thing comes down here, hold the support. As long as we do not take out this low down here, it's fine to take, long side of this stock. But if this thing does not hold, it just lower high until you see the next lower low here on the stock. So watch out, 492. That's what we gotta go. We gotta break and then head towards 496 to 500 to 505 to close the gap. Downside support, there will be support at the 5 day, which is at 483, and below that 479 to 480 gap fill reversal. But if that gives up, the next one 472, 468, 462. On Tesla stock is absolutely flat on the day. So I don't even like this anymore. I mean, this thing is just hanging in there. We had a breakdown below this chop box, and now we're back inside it. So if this thing breaks over 432, there might be upside where this thing comes up on top of this box, which is at 465-ish, 464, maybe even 474. To the downside, cannot get over 432, another rejection today. And if this thing gives up these two moving averages right here at 424, there might be significant downside down to, especially right here, bottom of this box around 412 to 415. And below that, I mean, there is still a bunch of gaps down here. There is so much overhead supply here on Tesla. If this thing does not get over these levels, definitely there could be more downside in the short term. On Amazon stock, it's up 0.28%. So Amazon, just like I said in my video over the weekend that I see 236, we are right there today, guys. Almost 236, 235.80. So it was 20 cents short. I'm sorry, but it was just almost there, right? And then we saw a bit of a pullback, but it's still green on the day. Now, if you look at it, I mean, you can call this, a wedge type of pattern, rising wedge or bear flag. It's still there, and we're just getting a bounce. But they were buying calls again, just like Apple and Amazon last week Friday. Wells they were buying. So if this thing crosses over 236, we might get to see a move up to 242 and even higher. But if this thing gets rejection here from this 20-day, comes down and does not hold 230, then watch out for the next support 227.62 to even 223, 222 to close this gap from last week. On Google stock is down 1.56%. So Google actually, if you look at it, past couple days, I would say last 3 days, last week, it was trading within that range. It was holding that previous high as a support 320 to 319-ish. But today we did close below the 5 day moving average right here. So 320 will be resistant to watch come tomorrow morning. If this thing does not get over that level, you're not going to see a move back up to 327, 328, and maybe even into an all-time high. Now, also, you can call this a mini bull flag pattern, whatever you want to call it, but things are just overbought on this thing. It can go higher, but I think there is more downside than upside here on Google. So if this thing remains below 320, watch out for a move down to possibly 309, maybe even down to this gap right here or top of this candle 307 to 303.96. That is going to be the next stop here on Google stock. So Google, we'll see how that plays out next couple sessions, but right now, I mean, it's on a mini downtrend. I would say 15-minute or 30-minute chart. You'll see it. It's on a downtrend, and we have to see if this thing recaptures that big level right here, 319, 320, or comes down even more, possibly comes down and closes this gap right here at 303.96. And that is all I have for you guys once again. So people that actually missed out, I'm still gonna give you that opportunity up until tomorrow morning 9:30 a.m. before opening, because once the market is open, I gotta go live, I gotta get into trading. I'm not gonna actually focus on giving people access. And there's still maybe about 5 6 people that actually paid, took that Black Friday deal, and that's why I'm actually trying to reach out to those people. And I have no clue who they are, why they paid. They have not, like they're not even contacting me to get access. So if you're one of those people who actually joined, I just need your name, what name you joined under, so I can get you access and you can enjoy your benefit and start making some money here in this market. Especially when you got that discount and you went for it, you're supporting the channel and myself. I want to come forward and support you, but I need your name and information to give you access, because you don't get access even if you go and sync your Discord. I don't think you can do it because it's a special code, a discount for the Black Friday. So please reach out to me if you're one of those guys, and if you're just new and you're still trying to join and you missed out, I'm going to allow you to join through PayPal, $730, and you can see that link down in the description. And make sure once you pay, or even before paying, just send me a DM on my Discord, or tag me somewhere, or even here on YouTube, you can comment and I can get back to you and get you that access, or any questions you have. I can come out and give you that information. Thank you so much and have a great night, everybody.